The Southeast Asian star who challenged the world. At just 20 years old, Eala has done what no female player from the Philippines has ever dared to dream of, winning a WTA 125 event and writing her name into Grand Slam history. A nation that had never been on the world tennis map suddenly has a new icon. But at that very moment, Alex faces immense pressure. Is she just a fleeting sensation? Or is she a star who can change the face of global women's tennis? After her victory in Guadalajara and a 7-match winning streak in the Americas, Eala has climbed back into the world's top 60. But the path ahead is truly grueling. This time, she's betting her young career on a high-stakes Asian swing, from Jinan, Suzhou to the Hong Kong Open, a tournament considered her gateway to breaking into the top 50. A Southeast Asian player joining the ranks of the world's top stars? That would be an unprecedented chapter in history. And this is what audiences are most curious about: the little-known details of Eala's journey during the Asian swing. Details that will change how you see her forever will only be revealed at the end of this video. Are you sure you'll watch until that moment? To not miss any secrets from the world of tennis and Hollywood, remember to subscribe to the Pro Tennis Stories 360 channel, where the truth is always more fascinating than fiction. From regional sensation to global icon. After Hong Kong, the world had to take another look at Eala. Previously, she was only called the pride of the Philippines. Now, international media calls her a new global icon on the rise. What's special is that Eala didn't follow the path of Coco Gauff or Leylah Fernandez, who were nurtured by powerful sports systems. Alex took a different road. She comes from a country with no tennis tradition, where many tournaments are even played on makeshift cement courts. Few know her family once sold their assets to fund her junior tournaments. It's this sacrifice that makes Eala's victory not just a personal achievement, but a symbol of Southeast Asian ambition. Global brands are starting to take notice, but Alex holds true to her statement: "I don't play for fame. I play so that the kids back home can believe they can too." And it's this authenticity that makes the world believe she is more than a fleeting phenomenon. The fire that can't be extinguished. From a 12-year-old girl crying in the Nadal Academy, from homesickness to a top 50 player crying tears of joy in Hong Kong, Eala's journey has proven one thing: faith and sacrifice can change the entire tennis map. The big question now is, can Eala become the first Grand Slam champion from Southeast Asia? Or will this fire just be a single flash in history? The answer remains to be seen. But one truth is undeniable. Eala has lit a fire that a whole generation of young people are now following. And that fire will never be extinguished. What do you think? Does Eala have what it takes to conquer a Grand Slam? Or should she focus on becoming a regional pride? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to keep following the most inspiring stories from sports and entertainment, don't forget to subscribe to the Luxury Empire 360 channel, where untold truths are always revealed. The fire that can't be extinguished. 10 years ago, at the Nadal Academy, a young Filipino girl cried from homesickness. Her coach at the time said only one thing: "If you're strong enough to stay, one day the world will remember you." Today, that girl is Eala, a top 50 player who just made millions of fans rise to their feet at the Hong Kong Open. What makes this story special isn't just the victory. It's how Alex turned every ounce of skepticism into motivation, turning a country on the periphery of the tennis world into a birthplace for a global icon. She didn't just play for herself. Every serve, every backhand carried the ambition of millions of children who believed, "If Alex can do it, I can too." And now, the biggest question is no longer does she have potential, but rather, can Eala become the first Grand Slam champion from Southeast Asia? If so, it would be a moment that changes the history of world sports. But even if she never touches a Grand Slam trophy, Alex has done something few ever dared to imagine. She has lit a fire for an entire generation. That fire, fueled by ambition, sacrifice, and belief, will never be extinguished. So what do you think? Does Eala have what it takes to write the next chapter of Grand Slam history? Or is her journey itself the true legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to keep exploring inspiring journeys from sports and entertainment, don't forget to subscribe to the Pro Tennis Stories 360 channel, where the real stories are told with the most authentic truth. Starting from a small dream. Before she became a Southeast Asian sports icon, Eala was just a 12-year-old girl with a simple dream: to step onto a big tennis court. Born in Manila, she began playing tennis on sunny afternoons with her brother. But that dream quickly outgrew the local courts, as Alex left her family to attend the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. Behind the glamour of a prestigious academy lay a harsh reality. Alex had to leave home at a very young age, confronting a new language, an unfamiliar culture, and a demanding training schedule that stretched from morning until night. Many nights, she cried alone in her dorm, only able to call her mother to hear a familiar voice. But instead of giving up, that homesickness transformed into the motivation that pushed Alex to give her all on the practice courts. In Mallorca, she faced talented young players from all over the world. From a shy teenager, Alex was forced to prove she deserved to be there. What surprised the coaches wasn't just her powerful backhand, but her extraordinary tenacity. In every match, she played as if an entire nation stood behind her. Yet, even as Alex began winning junior tournaments, many remained skeptical. Can a 15-year-old girl from a country that has never produced a tennis star really go far? This very skepticism became a challenge that shaped her entire career. Shocking early victories. If Block 1 was the start of the dream, Block 2 is when Eala turned skepticism into a resounding statement. At age 15, when many international coaches wrote her off, saying she had no chance against the American and European stars, Alex unexpectedly made history at the 2020 Australian Open, winning the Junior Grand Slam in women's doubles. It was the first time the Philippine flag had appeared on such a prestigious stage, and instantly, skepticism turned to shock. A year later, Eala continued to silence critics by advancing to the semi-finals of the Junior French Open. European media called her a strange breeze from Southeast Asia, but behind the praise was a persistent question. Was she just a passing phenomenon, or did she truly have what it takes to stay at the top? While Leylah Fernandez and Coco Gauff had massive coaching systems, Eala only had the support of her family, a few rare scholarships, and an unwavering desire not to quit. The Philippine media called her the sole hope of a nation, placing an immense burden on the shoulders of a girl who had not yet turned 18. Yet, that very burden became fuel for her character. In every match, Alex played not just for herself, but for a country that had never been mentioned in the world of tennis. And as she prepared to step into the professional WTA arena, many began to wonder, could this be the phenomenon who would continue to challenge the entire world? The Latin American breakthrough, Guadalajara Open. In 2024, Eala entered the Guadalajara Open 125 in Mexico with few expectations. But what happened next rewrote Philippine tennis history. In just 1 week, Eala consecutively defeated 5 seasoned opponents to win the championship. All of Mexico was stunned, while her home country, the Philippines, exploded with pride. In that moment of lifting the trophy, Alex was no longer just a promising young player. She had officially become the first Filipino WTA 125 champion. It was no longer a dream for a 12-year-old girl in Manila, but a visible reality. A Southeast Asian player could stand on the highest podium in international competition. What's more, Eala didn't just win with her youth. She won with tactical tenacity. Experts noted that she had a competitive spirit far beyond her years, especially in high-pressure tiebreaks. This composure left many experienced opponents stunned. After Guadalajara, Eala entered the WTA Top 60, just a few spots away from the Top 50. And right here, a new question was raised. Could Eala become the first Southeast Asian player to hit the Top 50? Or was this victory just a temporary flash of brilliance? The Asian swing, a 20-year-old gamble. Instead of continuing to compete in Europe or America, the major tennis markets, Eala chose an unexpected path, a return to Asia. Experts called it the Asian swing, and for Eala, it was a gamble. In less than 2 months, she signed up to play at the Jinan Open, the Suzhou Open, and especially the Hong Kong Open, a WTA 250 event that could be the springboard to catapult her into the top 50. The dense schedule, coupled with the pressure of high expectations, led many experts to worry that Alex could be mentally and physically overloaded. But for Eala, Asia was not just another playing ground. It was a place to prove that players from this region could compete on equal terms. I want kids in the Philippines and Southeast Asia to see me and believe that they can do it too, she once shared. The Asian Swing was therefore not just a series of tournaments. It was a personal statement, a turning point to determine whether Alex Eala could become a global player or would remain a regional sensation. And it is here that the story begins to get more intense than ever. The tense battles in Asia. The Jinan Open, the start of the Asian Swing, was where Alex Eala immediately learned what it meant to play on the road. The Chinese crowd cheered wildly for her opponent, and every one of her mistakes was met with boos. Losing the first set, many thought Eala would crumble, but with sheer grit, she fought back, winning after a breathtaking 3-set match. That match wasn't just a victory, it was a declaration. She didn't come to Asia to be an afterthought. The Suzhou Open continued the challenge. After 2 easy wins, Eala faced a top 40 seed. The match lasted nearly 3 hours, filled with long rallies that left the audience breathless. Although she eventually lost, her performance was enough for Chinese media to write, "A rising star has just paid a visit." The Asian Swing, therefore, wasn't a series of minor tournaments. It was a battlefield where Eala honed her skills in preparation for the biggest test, the Hong Kong Open, the tournament that could change her entire career. The media pressure, the nation's hope. The deeper she progressed, the heavier the pressure from home became. In the Philippines, the press called Alex the nation's hope. Each victory turned her into an icon, but with just one loss, social media would erupt. Has Eala hit her ceiling? Alex admitted, "I'm still a normal girl. I'm afraid of losing, but fear doesn't define me." Those words went viral, turning her into a role model for a whole generation of young Asians. Dare to admit your fear, but don't let it control you. Yet, the demanding media never sleeps. Just one missed shot could become a sensational headline. And the Hong Kong Open would be where Alex had to prove she was not only good enough to win, but also strong enough to survive under a mountain of pressure. Facing the global golden generation. While Eala was fighting in Asia, the tennis world was witnessing a golden generation. Coco Gauff winning the US Open at 19, Leylah Fernandez reaching a Grand Slam final, and Emma Raducanu's miraculous US Open 2021 run without losing a single set. Compared to them, Eala didn't have a multi-million-dollar sports system or a nation with a rich tennis tradition backing her. She was like a lone traveler in a dense forest, carving her own path with sheer will. Few know that to afford to play in some junior tournaments, Eala's family had to sell their own assets, a detail that shows her ambition was paid for with blood and tears. This very difference makes Alex an icon. She is not the Coco Gauff of Southeast Asia, but a unique version, Alex Eala. And the Hong Kong Open would be the place where she proves she deserves to stand alongside the global golden generation. Hong Kong Open, the fateful match. The Hong Kong Open was more than a tournament. It was a decisive crossroads. Entering the event as an underdog, Alex Eala immediately had to face a top 30 seed. The opening match was so tense that after a quick loss in the first set, many spectators thought Eala would collapse. But few knew that during the short break, Alex had written a phrase on her towel, "For the Philippines." And when she stepped back onto the court, she turned every shot into a weapon. From long, grueling rallies to a tricky cross-court backhand, Eala reversed the momentum, pushing the match to a thrilling third set. After nearly 3 hours, when the match point was won, Alex collapsed onto the court, bursting into tears. That image instantly went viral, becoming an iconic moment. A Southeast Asian girl, once underestimated, had defeated a top 30 seed on Asian soil. That victory not only put Alex into the world's top 50, It also etched her name into the history of the Hong Kong Open as a testament that the line between regional and global can be broken by pure grit alone.